Hello and welcome back to COVID-19 updates. At least for today's video, although my face is blurred out, hopefully, we're going to be going back to one of those videos where instead of me just reading the news and giving you the latest updates, I'm actually going to share some of my own thoughts and kind of go through things, especially from what's happened to me, obviously, because I've been doing all of this research and learning about all of this. I can now give you a better insight of what at least I think it's all going to be back. So I'm actually going back to school on Saturday. So what they've done is they've kind of spaced out the different years. So the youngest year went back on Wednesday, along with like the house captains and stuff like that. The next year went back on Thursday. Another year went back today. Another year's going back on Saturday, and then I'm going back on Sunday. So all of this is going to be very, very weird, obviously, going back, with it all being around school. So without saying my school specifically, I am at a boarding school. So you can imagine with over like 1,300 students and over 500 teachers, you can imagine how many people kind of mixing around the place will be there. So in kind of today's video, I'm just going to be going over literally what they're saying is going to happen around the house and around the school. So I'm just going to read out to you about what they've told us already, but then maybe add in some of my own insights here and there. So movement around the house, you have to keep on the left corridor, bearing in mind in the house it's very, very small corridors. It's 4 floors, 1 staircase, so left of the corridors and the staircase, leave on the boys' entrance and leave via the side entrance, which is on the opposite side of the house. So actual breakfast, there's staggered times each year. The mid-morning snack, which is in a house, is a representative from each year, has to go and collect the snack on a tray and take it to a separate room. Lunch is also staggered, dinner's staggered. Our own rooms, obviously you have to tidy our own rooms. Showers, you can only use showers on your own floor. We're not allowed into other people's room, even if we're in the same house. So my brother, who's 2 years below me, he's not even allowed into my room, even though we're in the same household at the moment. We actually have to wear masks around school the whole time. The actual house meetings, they're doing 5 separate house meetings for each of the year groups to stop us from mixing, which I just think is pretty crazy. Up until recently, they weren't going to allow the new boys' parents to come in and help them unsettle in the house, which is pretty crazy. Chapel and assemblies are being staggered with only 1 year group going at a time. But they are very close and compact, so we'll see how that happens. Actual lessons, some people have to leave lessons early in order to get to things on time. A lot of our stuff's still online, such as clubs and societies are all online. Music lessons are still online. A lot of the meeting is online. We aren't actually allowed out of the high street. We have to go out. We're not allowed out of there. It has to be just within the main inner bit of the school, which is pretty crazy. Sport. I'm just going to go through each thing for different of what they'll be doing for sports. So cricket, there'll be a mixture of internal house things, obviously no external against other school kind of stuff, all just internal games, maybe some house competitions. Athletics, same thing. Rowing will just be normal, that's pretty intense. Tennis is all doubles, no singles, but it's all just inter-school. Football, they're not playing actual football unless they can social distance, but what they will be doing is some conditioning for football. Same with rugby. The youngest year will actually be playing rugby and football normally. They're trying to settle them in as easy as possible. Stuff that's not happening includes polo, sports climbing, sailing, water polo, and the wall game. But things that are happening are like the gym, badminton, basketball, chess, which is online, cross country, golf, gymnastics, hockey, martial arts, rackets, 5, squash and swimming. And a lot of these will be separated from year to year. And there'll also be a testing. So actually going on to the main testing thing. Oh no, I'll make another video on this. But if I just give you a small glimpse. So what they're supposed to do is test people as soon as they arrive. Because their idea is to actually test people as they arrive and then they isolate, and then from there, going around the school, they'll all be in a bubble as such. But one of the problems with that, my school isn't on a campus, so there's normal roads and people of the public can walk within the school. So it can actually spread the virus quite easily. So we'll see what happens there. There's no plays. Music, we have to buy our own music stand to do in our own rooms. Pretty crazy. And yeah, that's kind of like the general thing. I know it was pretty all over the place, but it's all going to be pretty awful, to be honest. I mean, as bad as it sounds, I like clarity. So the actual lockdown part, for me, the actual lockdown, excluding, I'm talking about like mental health and kind of just actually me living my life, within the lockdown scenario, it's not too bad for me in the sense of, unless I catch the virus or one of my family members catch the virus, but in being able to have some clarity of what I'm doing, setting a rough schedule, not a rough schedule, as in a distinct schedule, knowing what I'm doing each time. I can do my sport, I can do my fitness, but actually, not as much now, but especially a few weeks ago, I was at a point in which there wasn't very much clarity, didn't know what was going on. There was the GCSE and A-level scandal thing. There was no one knows exactly what's going on. It's changing day by day, and I understand that, but I think there needs to be some more clarity, because the only clarity coming at the moment is through the media. And so that's one of the reasons I've created this channel, is although I am getting my resources from the media, but also from other sources, and also trying to give you just the facts, basically, which can be very hard to do sometimes. But a lot of the stuff is very wary. Even trips at the end of the year, they're being wary about those. And the end of the year's July. So I'm kind of lost for words, to be honest. I mean, no one knows how long this whole thing can last, and I think the whole thing's pretty crazy, to be honest. I mean, if you look at Sweden, for example, they didn't have a lockdown as such, whatever. And although they had more cases initially and more deaths, they faced the virus, and now they're pretty much back to normal life. Apparently it's the same in Russia. As they just faced the virus. But I think now that people have actually got it and died from it, such as the Prime Minister's got it, and he nearly died from it, I think he's kind of realised that it can be serious, especially people who are overweight or have previous medical conditions. So I think that's why they're being especially wary. But yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'll produce a video on what I think should happen. So I'll produce 2 videos now. I'll produce one on what I think should happen, and then I'll also make another one about something that's just happened to school. So thank you very much for watching this video. I know I was blabbling on a little bit, but I just thought it was interesting. I bet zero. If you've got to this far, just leave a comment. If I ever become big, which there's no chance, I'll give a special shout out to you. But only if you're in like the year like 2020 or further first like million views. If that ever happens, I don't know. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. Please do leave a like or subscribe. It really, really helps me out. I've only been posting for a week, but anyway, thanks for like basically 250 subscribers. I've only been doing it for like 10 days. I've already got that many subscribers, which is pretty amazing. I really, really appreciate the support, actually, because you've come a really, really long way in such a short period of time. But I'm thinking of, instead of just making this a COVID channel, I'm thinking of also putting it into other sectors, and actually the actual discussing part I've noticed is actually a bit more exciting for me, but also for you. So we might turn it more into more of a discussion channel, more than it is just a kind of facts thing, because obviously everyone finds that a bit more boring. But anyway, I'll stop going on. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave some comments. Just let me know. I love your feedback. And cheers.